Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show how I made a bunch of custom button levels for Aristotle. So basically I made a bunch of duplicate actors of the switch that you can press to make different stuff happen. You go right here. The object is called Object Switch Hatena. I just added numbers to the end of it, so I made 30 duplicates at the same time. It was easier than naming it like Object Switch Green, Object Switch Blue. And I wrote down on a piece of paper what each one was. The basic way these work is hitting this switch will cause it to create object coin random. These are these 3 coins. You can do other things too. Create would create things, delete would delete things. Basic signal, activate a certain thing. I'll explain what this does, when it comes up, but one thing it could do is having a switch send a basic signal to a talking flower would make it say its dialogue. So I started out with some basic ones. This button just, spawns some coins. This one will spawn a thwomp. And this one, the Goomba button, will just, spawn some Goombas all around here. They don't always show up, but this is a Goomba, this is a Goomba. This one here, this is an example of using a basic signal. It sends a basic signal to this version of the pipe where if it's sent a signal, it'll move 10 units up. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, around 10 up to there. This one here, you notice the terrain here you can see what it looks like, but this one here, it doesn't. This is actually the breakable terrain that you would see in certain levels. The most notable one would be the first World 2 level with a giant snowball. It was set up into chunks of 2x2 so they break easily. But this way I have the switch just delete this entire actor, and that's how you get the ground to be destroyed. You can't make it, you can't put ramps like this, or even really connect them to other pieces of terrain. This one, it changes the color of the pipe from green to blue. Now, different colored pipes don't really show up in the editor, but all it's really doing is creating a blue pipe and deleting the green pipe. And the blue pipe will take you right over here. Right here, hitting the Goomba switch will... Well, the way it works in the level, hitting this switch would turn the seed into a Goomba, and then hitting this would turn it from a Goomba to a seed. What it's actually doing is deleting this original Wonder Seed, spawning a Goomba. The Goomba lands right here, and then this button will delete the Goomba and spawn the seed. And then this button is a trick, it will make these blocks spawn, but there is a signal delay tag. So what this does is it'll wait a certain amount of time until it sends another signal. So what it does is it created the signal. It will wait 300 frames. So, Mario Wonder is a 60 frames per second game. So the number 60 is equal to 1 second. So 300 frames is 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds, it would create this switch, and that will destroy these. Okay, moving on to level 2. This one, it's a bit more simple. Basically, it turns things green. That pipe from earlier, it's deleting a different colored pipe and creating a green pipe. Same for here. I have a duplicate of the Goombrat that's green, so it's deleting this one and creating the green one. Same for the red ones as well. So this one, the Aristotle button, what this does is create this background area after. So this is the section where it would create a QR code, and you can scan to get to one of his other videos that I helped work on. It's actually in the background area is just the QR code. The way this works is the background area using global links. Global links are like links, but they're specifically for when connecting things to, different sub areas. So it just references this camera, so it knows basically what to put here. And then the level ends with, once you get to this trigger area, it will create the switch for you to hit. So, the things you can do with switches, you can also do with the Wonder Buds that you see all around the game. and also these like invisible trigger areas. So once you activate stand here, it'll create the switch, and then you can turn the blue box into the yellow box. All right, the next one, the Luigi button level. This one I made a button for Luigi. I don't know why, I just thought using the Mario movie render just for this made it look funnier. I don't know why. I hope other people thought it was funnier too, but what it's basically doing is deleting the pipe and creating the Luigi actor. This is the Luigi that you see in the opening stage. All it does is walk right, and if you walk in front of it, it'll wave at you. The only issue with this actor and the other like actors that you see in the opening, if you're playing as Luigi, this will not spawn. Same for here, it's just deleting the blocks and spawning Luigis. Obviously, there is a bit of an issue where, like, if you defeated the Hammer Brother first, it would just spawn a Luigi instead of if you don't destroy the Hammer Brothers. It looks like the switch is turning them into Luigis. But you know, I'm assuming you're just gonna hit the switch instead of defeating the Hammer Brothers yourself. This little fake out right here, basically it's deleting the platform, and this is just a semi-solid platform that's invisible. And I think that, yeah, that's really it. Oh, the way this giant Luigi hurts you is I have an invisible, this is basically the spike block that you see in some levels. I just made a copy of it that's invisible. So touching this invisible area will hurt you, and I have it attached to the Luigi. So every time the Luigi moves forward, this will follow it. Like, it's basically stuck to it. Right, next one is the time button. This basically slows down time to it. Well, it doesn't really freeze time, because if I froze time entirely, that would also affect the player. There's this Wonder Speed Rate Manager. I had it set to these settings right here. This works the best if you want to freeze time. Like, you can even see in the video that they are moving just incredibly slow. That's basically as slow as you can make it before it basically becomes unplayable. And this is just another short one, just, you know, simple concept. I couldn't really do much with this because, you know, there's only so much you can do with everything being frozen. I just wanted something stupid, so I made a 6-7 button. All it does is send a basic signal to the flower, which will have it say 6-7. I didn't care enough to like change his text box as well. That's like a separate thing. The reason you don't really see much custom talking flower voice lines is because it's possible to change them. It's just annoying to do, and I don't like doing it. And there's also an issue if okay, so let's say the talking flower talks for 2 seconds. If I try to put in custom voice line that's longer than 2 seconds, it'll just cut it off. But yeah, all this one is just like a bubble jump level. You get the bubble flower, and then you hit the boost switch, which will instantly turn at night. There is a palette transition tag. It's hard to explain, but in this menu area settings, there's the initial palette that the level will use that you're seeing right now. The Wonder palette, which you will see if you during the Wonder effect, and this is just used to like for events where other things would change the palette. So for example, there's one level where it's stormy and then turns to sunny skies. It's the linking lift level. It starts out in a thunderstorm, but then the thunderstorm passes. It would be used here in the transition palette. This one basically has lava moving on a rail. There's a lava tag that's upside down. A normal one is just going up and down and just, you know, hitting buttons to like destroy platforms. Like this one will delete, if you click on it, it'll delete this platform. And the reason at the end the lava sort of stops is because you get so far away from the tags pretty much that they basically just like despawn and it just resets to their default position. So this one is basically a really simple one. Just wanted to show off this concept. You enter the pipe, you go into the background area, hit the switch, it spawns this guy, and just I wanted to, because it's a cool thing I found out. He'll push the pipe and then you enter the same pipe and pop out the other side. I'm sure someone could make a much more unique puzzle like that uses this feature. Like honestly, I might probably use something like this if I make another Oops All Break Time mod. But you know, just something simple to show off, hey, this thing is possible. Maybe you have some ideas for this. This one is just a very simple. I didn't want these levels to all be like super easy, so this one might be a bit of a challenge. It's just basically a maze going through and hitting switches to remove certain blocks. Not much more to say, just, you know, this is just a simple one. So this one right here, Aristotle actually said I can just reuse this one level from Oops All Break Time. Yeah, basically hitting a switch will zoom out the camera and then create another switch. I am genuinely surprised, like genuinely surprised the game lets you zoom out the camera this much and it won't break. Like, when I figured out this work, I just assumed, oh, this only works on an emulator, but if you tried this on, like, an actual Switch, it just won't work. But then someone tested it on an actual Switch, and it worked, and I'm like, okay. And yeah, the camera zooms out and reveals more and more giant talking flowers. This one's hard to edit now because, like, the talking flower takes up the majority of, like, I can't really click on other things because it keeps wanting to click on the flying talking flower. This one here, this is just a very simple button jump challenge. This one's probably gonna take Aristotle a couple tries. I'm making this before he does a stream. So this one, okay, this one is where it looks like you're playing as the button. It does stink because, like, if you look at the top of the screen, it sort of gives away the trick. Like, it shows a daisy bubble pointing up here. So this is how you have, like, the game lock you as a certain character. I did this because, okay, you can't bind an object to the player start, but you can bind it to this. And if you only spawn this, then, you know, by only spawning this, you'll only spawn as Daisy. So basically, this is whatever movement Daisy does, this button will match. So I just made a duplicate of the terrain, as you can see right here. You know, it's not the most perfect thing, but again, this is another thing where I hope the concept being cool enough makes up for the fact that it's basically it's a really simple level. There's not much to it. Yeah, so this is an edit of Taili's Toxic Pond. I mainly did this because I didn't want to like remake the quiz show setup. A ton of buttons that do random things, just button spam. I figured this would be good for like maybe a thumbnail. And then a quiz, I changed all the quiz text to basically be questions related to what the buttons do. Like, what did the orange button do? What did the green button do? Plus a few other random questions. It's surprisingly easy to change the quiz questions. I'm sure if you wanted to change the amount of questions, that might be a little difficult. This one, I thought it was funny. This is George from the previous video, Avoiding Shapes. Simple robot design, and I thought it would be cute to like put in a little reference to that. Like, after the events of that video, he got destroyed and some of his parts just landed right here. And then this, it's not showing up. Oh, it shows up right here. Okay, you could, if I zoom it like this, you can see what I'm looking at, but the giant button that says this button ends the video, it doesn't actually do anything. And then here, just a little trick. You can't press the button because once you enter here, the button disappears and a new one spawns. Just a little simple level. This one here is the Badge House level. I wanted to guarantee that when he was playing, he would have the parachute cap just for a later level. So this one, you get the parachute cap. For some reason, though, it doesn't let you go to the right. I couldn't really figure out how to fix that, so I just put in a door right here, and the door just like spawns you right here. And then a snowman button, what it does is create this snowfall tag. I have the settings set like right here, as you can see, and it spawns snow. I'm happy this wasn't something that was locked to a wonder effect. You could just do this whenever, so that does give me some ideas for some other custom levels. This is just, avoid the skull buttons. It's just an edit of that other break time level. This one here, for some reason, if you are like small Mario, you still have to duck under here. I don't know why that is, but hey, that's a bit of a challenge. And then here, I knew you'd have like plenty of time after hitting this timer to like get here, so I thought it would be funny to just like, oh, just stand right here. But if you do that, there's a semi-solid that's invisible. So then you have to like hit this and raise the button. So just like adding little trolls. Right here, this is the main one that I wanted to make sure Aristotle had the parachute cap, because you do need it. Basically, hitting the switch will delete this, hitting the switch will delete this. So you got a button jump, but you know, not too much, because you need to make sure you leave some more platforms to jump back. And then when you land right here, you're going to need the parachute cap to like get up this wall. The KO Arena, all I really did for this one was have each button do a random effect. The first one here, hitting the switch, will basically, if you do, the default setting is 15.5 for like the camera zoom, but if you set that to a negative, it'll just flip the camera. Hitting the switch will just, you know, spawn water. That actually does add a little bit of difficulty, because then the shells will like, can sometimes be unpredictable. The last one, what this does, same as the boo switch, it will send a tag that will basically give it a midnight. I might even be able to show it right here. Yeah, okay. It gives it basically a darkness tag. So you got right here the Goomba button, it turns the blocks into Goombas. This here, it turns a, you can't really see, but it turns the pipe green, so you go out of this pipe. But you know, all it's really doing is deleting one and then creating a new one. And these ones on the walls don't really do anything. I just thought it would add to decoration. Another one, it's deleting this block and spawning a Luigi. Some more button jumps, and here you can actually see all, this isn't all the buttons, but most of them side by side. This will spawn a boo and a platform. You know, avoid these ones. If you hit on them, if you hit any of them, it'll just spawn lava. This one, hitting the switch, spawns him and deletes this block so he can push it over here. I mean, there is a way to like soft lock if, you know, after you defeat him, if you push this all the way to the wall. But I mean, if you do that, that's on you. And then finally, a switch that freezes time again. And oh, I also added this thing at the end, basically a subscribe button. Figured, you know, and all it does is lower the goal pole. It replaces the goal pole with like the tall one with the short one. The short one is the real one. If you didn't hit the button and just hit the tall one, it would do the fake ending that they do sometimes in yeah, I can show it right here actually. Yeah, it was. So like, you know, if you hit this goal pole, it does a fake ending where you don't actually beat the level. You have to get the wonder effect and go like above it. And that's basically it. If you'd like to see more videos like this, or maybe some general Mario Wonder tutorials, leave a comment down below.